Does the US government know the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto? Prominent crypto lawyer James Murphy filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to uncover documents related to a claimed meeting with Bitcoin's pseudonymous creator. The lawsuit stems from statements by a DHS agent suggesting the agency met Nakamoto and three others involved in Bitcoin's creation. Here is Special Agent Rana Saud speaking at the Offshore Alert Conference on Financial Intelligence and Investigations in 2019.
We looked at Bitcoin was the most prevalent at that point. We had seized quite a bit of it, millions of dollars worth under the Silk Road investigation. So one of our agents who started looking at another online marketplace through the deep web, which is called Black Market Reloaded, they were sending weapons through packages and through ordering them on the dark web. And he was really, really smart, forward-leaning agent. And he goes, I want to go interview Satoshi Nakamoto. And we're like, what? He said, yeah, I want to go interview this guy. And at the time, we're like, hey, it's a figment of somebody's imagination. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. So, we had all this pushback from our headquarters. And we thought, hey, if an agent wants to go talk to him and we have some money, why don't we send him? Let's find out how this works. So as it came to be, the agents flew out to California and they realized that he wasn't alone in creating this. There were three other people, and they sat down and met with them and talked to them to find out how this actually works and what the reason for it was.
The DHS agent did not sound to me like she was lying intentionally. She sounded like she believed very much what she was saying, and there was great detail around the story. And so I thought maybe the DHS investigator that she was referring to might have gone out to California to meet with the Bitcoin core maintainers, and there was confusion about their role as not, the inventors of the original white paper, the code, but rather, a very different role as maintainers of the Bitcoin core. I am interested in what the government says and having some transparency about whether this amazing statement of the DHS senior official is true or false or just some kind of mistake.
In his book, The Mysterious Mr. Nakamoto, author Benjamin Wallace details how he actually met with the agent that Rana Saud was referring to, namely Ryan Landers. And the people Landers flew to California to meet were Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto, his wife, brother, and Bitcoin contributor Hal Finney, who lived nearby. Dorian Nakamoto was outed as Bitcoin's creator by Newsweek in 2014, seemingly admitting to it when he told a reporter that he was no longer involved in the Bitcoin project, but he has since vehemently denied any involvement with the creation of Bitcoin.
Pretty much a consensus that Dorian Nakamoto is not the Satoshi Nakamoto, creator of Bitcoin. So I was surprised that, the investigator apparently still believed that was likely, that he was, in fact, either the inventor or involved in some way.
Would you say to the Bitcoin community members who say we should not try to figure out who Satoshi is, that we should respect his privacy and we should try to keep Bitcoin as decentralized as possible?
I'm a huge believer in privacy. I'm a big believer in freedom. Of privacy is a critical element of that. And we've got an emerging problem now with AI, where anybody who's got a data trail, basically AI can figure out who it is. And so you've got this software that was coded in C++ back in the day, and then all of the stuff that Satoshi, all his messages and whatnot. So unfortunately, we're in a world where AI is really going to make privacy very difficult. And when I think about that, I think of how far ahead the cypherpunks were in the 80s, kind of anticipating how new strategies need to be developed to protect privacy. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, this story, if you take it on face value, is that Satoshi said to a DHS investigator, yeah, come on out. You got me. I'm it. And by the way, there's three others of us I'd like to introduce you to. And, in America, you don't have to speak to law enforcement. So the whole story is pretty odd. If we've got a person who's really focused on preserving their identity, then the story doesn't add up. To me, it makes perfect sense to other people, but if you're trying to protect your identity, this whole idea of saying, yeah, you got me, come on out to California, let's sit down and talk about it, and let me introduce you to my three colleagues who developed it. And then if you think more about that, well, that would mean that if there are four who developed Bitcoin, then the four of them somehow have the keys to the million tokens, and what they all agreed, we just will never, move those tokens or spend them. It becomes harder and harder for me to believe that this story is quite what she said. And so, that's what I'm interested in, and we want to get to the bottom of it.
CoinDesk reached out to DHS for comment. They responded, there is nothing available at this time. The mystery continues.